welcome to Heal. And today I have the most amazing person with me. And Mo'orea is not only a friend, but she's also somebody that I collaborate with and work with very closely. And that's why she has been chosen to be a part of Heal for her very unique take on health and consciousness in the world. So Mo'orea is a visionary guide, lighting the path to personal and professional transformation. Now you can see why I love her so much. She uses a unique blend of spiritual guidance, energy healing, and light activations, epigenetic wisdom, and unconditional love to help her clients heal core wounds and unresolved trauma that hinder their happiness and success in life and business. As an epigenetic healer, channel, certified life transformed coach, and certified epigenetic health coach with over 20 years of experience, Mo'orea guides her clients to profound breakthroughs and lasting positive change. Wow. I keep saying wow during Heal. Have you guys noticed that? It's like I'm constantly in awe of the talent and the wisdom and the willingness to heal others in their lives of the people who are part of this. So again, I want to thank you so much, Mo'orea, for being part of Heal.
It's such a pleasure to be invited, Sandra, to the table of incredible thought leaders in this field, including you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetheart. So a question that I haven't asked anybody else yet, and I love this question. What is the consciousness of health?
Such a great question. And it's really a big topic that I stand for, is choosing a consciousness. And we are all showing up in life as a different consciousness at different times in our life. There's not one consciousness that's right or wrong. It's just consciousness. But as we evolve, as we grow, as we step more into our truth, we can consciously choose health, wealth, positive, lasting, loving relationships. So because the topic of this event is heal, we don't consciously decide to be unhealthy. And we know that we are living in a society that is plagued with disease, illness, pain, suffering. And this society that we've been born into, that was here before we arrived, tells us that something is wrong with us, that we need a pill, that we need something outside of us to heal us. So we come in knowing the truth, but then we are born into the society that teaches us something else, and that becomes a belief, a program, a distortion, ego content, however you want to define it. So we forget the truth, that the truth of the consciousness of health, as that we all already are divine, each of us. In the light of love, in the light of source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call our higher power, that is source. God, the universe, is light, it is love, and it is divine perfection. And health is divine perfection, which we already are. So that is what I define as the consciousness of health.
Well, we're on the same page. and I think I was like, why am I feeling emotional? And then every word that you said resonates so deeply with my soul and with where Daniel and I have projected our lives and what we know to be true as well. So brilliant. So what makes...
I was emotional for 40 minutes before coming into this session with you in this interview. So there is a high level of truth.
Yes.
I have not met two people on the planet that embody more love.
Thank you, darling.
Than Daniel.
Thank you so much. What makes you unique as a guide to health, apart from what you've just told us?
Well, I'm an energetic healer. I've been connected to energy my entire life. I wasn't admitting it or understanding it until my 20s. Now I'm in my 40s. But what I do know is I have a unique ability to guide people as a transformational coach. So I have skills and abilities as a certified life transform coach, but I also have this ability to read the field as a channel to receive information from the unseen world. And this is a gift that I utilize to support people in healing and transformation. So during client sessions, for example, I might read somebody's field to see what messages or advice come in from their angels or guides. Sometimes there's a strong message to go get that test, to, maybe see a chiropractor. Have you thought about seeing your, primary physician? I mean, as an energetic healer, I find that a lot of the people that come to me are open to energetic healing. However, sometimes we can utilize all of these tools that are available to us. And I find also that as my unique abilities allow me to help people utilize all of the resources that are available, not just the choice that, oh, I need to heal this naturally. We know that Daniel has, for example, a physician that supports him. However, you also work with energy. So I love to look as a healer at the full vision, utilizing information from upstairs, what might be come in as guidance. I'm also an energetic healer. So just the vibration and frequency that I hold coming into anything that I choose to show up for, whether it's a private client session or whether it's you and me here today, Sandra, welcoming and inviting your incredible community. Just them showing up is the invitation, and their yes to be here allows them to receive the field of love and healing and divine perfection that we are holding that frequency for. That's where the emotion comes from, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think too, the other thing is as the unique channels that we are, there's so many different kinds of coaching in the world, and all of it has its place, and all of it, gets great results. And what I have found is that people, they're surprised when we give them information that we have picked up from their energy field. I say from their true self, and I love the way you said
Beautiful.
that's right. And they are so surprised because it's not what they thought it was. And are you finding that too? What I'm finding when I'm working with people, either in a group or one-on-one, which I'm sure that must happen for you, is that they say, but I thought it was this, and now you're telling me it's that. And that makes more sense than this, right? And so in order to help people really grow and transform through their past trauma, being able to do what you do, to do what we do in this world is an incredible gift. And I understand that you didn't claim it for a while.
It's true.
I know, I understand, because I honestly, growing up in a little town in Australia in Geelong, when I would take meditation classes as a younger person, and then I would channel the divine beings that came through me, they'd all say, well, we love the meditation, but don't do that again, right? Don't do that again. And so there was a part of that was shut down for quite some time. And I understand that not claiming something like this, that claiming this gift in this world can be needs a level of courage. And so I just want to say to everybody out there who's listening to Mo'orea and to myself today, put your heart in your hand and understand that these gifts that you are given them for a reason, because you have agreed to come here onto the planet the way Mo'orea has, to be a powerful agent for good. And so, I just love the answers that you're giving, because I think that this is going to inspire people to heal their past trauma that where they've been shut down. And now they can go, well, hang on a minute, look at those two. Look at the light coming out of them. Listen to the high frequency words. Look at the high frequency way that you are showing up. And I can do that too. And I think that's a message that we have for everybody, isn't it? You can do this too. You can
Right.
be, and actually do isn't the right word. You can be this, correct?
And that is it. We are choosing this, Sandra, you as the light being, me as the light being.
Yes.
So therefore we hold that frequency and then we utilize all of our gifts and abilities, whether it's my ability to channel ancestral trauma and heal that, whether it's the ability to see, yeah, you are supposed to go see that doctor and get that blood test, or, utilize a technology that utilizes your own body system, LifeWave, which we both work with to support healing. Or provide energy healing, whether it's hands-on or just energy, through Zoom, which is how I work with a lot of people. So there's so many tools and fully owning that truth.
Mo'orea, tell me about why you chose to use LifeWave, because you just brought it up then. And you and I both know that we have specific reasons for using this patch technology. Can you tell me how you integrate that? Like, what is your thought process about this?
Yeah, so everything is divine. I asked for a product or a technology, something that would support the work that I do, that would help people in between sessions to hold a frequency of divine perfection and healing. I didn't know what existed, and I was brought you into my life. Thank you, universe, God. When I met you, and to know that everything is divine, and when you ask, you do receive. So, of course, as you know, and I love how telling the story is, I believe I questioned the technology, asked 1,000 questions for probably 3 to 4 weeks before I said yes to actually trying it myself. And you were able to answer every question. And of course, with your personal relationship with our inventor, David Schmidt, if I didn't know it, you were able to get the answer. And for me, as an epigenetic health coach, I know that I am a science guru. If I can't explain the science or understand the science behind something, then it's just woo-woo to me. So I embody this ability to really blend the two worlds of science and spirituality. And I know that you do too. So that's why it's been a perfect blend of us being able to work together and bring these things. So when I started using the technology, I had a really beautiful experience. Number one, I was highly supported by a community that you've created. Number two, I had the opportunity to start using the technology after having COVID twice. And so in that, I also had, a lot of things and symptoms, not being able to smell, having a lot of brain fog, not feeling rested, not being able to focus. However, prior to having COVID, I did not have any major illnesses or issues with my health. There were certain things that I had overcome, but at that time when I started, I did not. So it was at about month 3 or 4. And of course, how fascinating that David Schmidt, our inventor, speaks to the fact or the truth that we probably want to give the technology about a month for each decade we've been on the planet to really do what it needs to do on a cellular level. So I just trusted that because I understood the science. Between about month 3 and 4, I started to pop out of bed in the morning with a lot of energy and excitement for the day, which I had not experienced in a long time. It was more of, oh, I got to get up. And, even though I do this work, it was just hard. And so that was a shift that I started to experience. And the second thing is that I had a lot of focus. And I was clinically diagnosed in my 20s with ADHD. And so I was, using Adderall for many years. I naturally weaned myself off of Adderall because I realized how it was affecting me in a really negative way. But then I was just coping through energy work, clearing content, all these things. The LifeWave patch technology not only helped me create focus, but it helped me have a whole different experience with my ability to focus, realizing that actually I can focus. What was creating the inability to focus? And I was noticing it, where I noticed it the most was usually after dinner, my brain would be mush. And I could go for a walk, I could watch TV or something or a documentary, but I could not get something done cognitively. If I needed to write an email or make a phone call, at month 3, I was able to write emails or work on creation and, products and things that I was creating. So that was the second thing. And then the third thing was that in 2020, I was guided to let go of all of the toxic beauty in my life. I stopped using Botox. I also had my breast implants removed. All of these toxic beauty um, choices I had made were causing more brain fog, were causing, the effects of toxic beauty. Anyone can look those up. I started getting compliments about my skin at about month 3 and 4. Did you do something different? What's changed? You look different. So those were the 3 main things. And I really would love to share with anybody, just to give it the time that this technology deserves, because we didn't age overnight. We didn't make all of these decisions about our health that may have caused us to age faster than normal or have health issues or disease. And so we also need to be patient with how our body regenerates on a cellular level in collaboration with this light technology that works with us. This is unlike a pill or unlike a belief that I need to exercise to get a result. This is choosing to be in collaboration with the exercise or with the technology that works with the body's light system. So that's also a piece of, the emotional understanding and truth behind how we can work with everything's available to us, whether it's a holistic remedy or whether it's trauma release or whether it's an incredible technology. There's multiple sources that can support us as we choose to heal and step into the vibration of the divine perfection that we came here as, and that we know is our birthright, that we can re-choose and come back to.
I love this. You're actually the first person that I've heard that has said we're working in collaboration with the LifeWave patch technology. So
Yes,
it's not like we need something outside of us to heal. That's not the
right.
case, because the fact is that the patch technology isn't something outside of us. It's actually a mirror. This is really interesting. And it's just occurred to me, because you used the word collaboration, it's like putting on a patch, but
Mhm.
it's only a mirror of our own light energy information frequency system. It's just
Correct.
reflecting that us. Actually, this is incredible. I'm having a light bulb moment.
Well, it's the consciousness of health, which is the
That's
top.
right. This is the consciousness of health. And the light bulb moment is that the patch technology isn't doing anything outside of us. It's nothing that the body needs to digest or assimilate or anything. It's simply reflecting our own light energy frequency back into our body in a way that the body can utilize it in order to help it detox, in order to help it move beyond emotional trauma, in order to help it else reverse age. And I know what you mean about skin, because I'm, probably 30 years older than you. And I have so many people say to me,
Right.
wow, your skin. And I'm thinking, yeah, if I wish I had have started using it when I was 40. But at the same time, we have this collaborative product that is very unique in the world. And obviously, when you talk about the uniqueness of consciousness, why wouldn't we be using a product that is of consciousness? Because when I asked, you might have heard this, but I asked David about the consciousness of the patches, and he said, oh, we don't talk about that. And I said,
Mhm.
well, we're talking about it now. Tell me about this. And he said, all right. He said, they have been designed to activate the pineal gland, and that is the doorway to the divine, right? And so, and the pineal gland can get calcified and shut down, and all of the joy in your life can be shut down with that. And so, to actually have a product that activates, I'm going to call this the God code, is pretty incredible, because I'm sure that you are very similar to Daniel and to me. Our focus has been on living an enlightened life. And this is, in my book, and I think yours too, it's an enlightenment tool, which is a lot of fun. All right. Oh boy, do I love this interview.
Well,
Tell me.
it's so fun to have a conversation with somebody who who lives this incredible and same
Yeah,
frequency and
exactly.
consciousness of health, right? And it's the same consciousness we also get to also bring to our relationships and wealth and all the other aspects of our life.
Exactly. So, how would you empower people to begin their healing journey?
Well, number one is choice. And there's a lot of opinions on the planet right now, whether it's around money, whether it's around politics, whether it's around health, whether it's about, whatever topic. There's so much duality. And so we witness and observe that and we acknowledge it. However, we have a choice to choose the tools that are available to us.
Mm.
And I even see people in the spiritual community, for example, I tend to have one foot in the, in our 3D world. And also, okay, I'm aware of all the things that are happening, but how even people in the spiritual community judge this as I don't need something outside of myself. But again, if we come back to the collaboration of this technology working with our light system, then there is your answer. And also that the tool and the choice that we have, and when I go into choice, is that everything is an expression of the divine that we come from. So even the distortion, even the things that we experience that cause separation are an expression of it. But this is a tool that we can use for us to support us. And that would be one of the ways. Number one, just choose to look at the truth of what is available. And I find so many times when I speak to people about this technology, they don't take time to look at the science like I did, or to listen to the interviews that David Schmidt has offered that really explain how this is working with our system. They just see it as another product or another pill, and it's not. This is a very different technology. So that's number one.
Yeah, I think choice is really important. And in actual fact, I often smile when somebody says, I don't want to use something outside of myself, like, my own body will do this. And I'm thinking, well, you're actually in a coaching session with me right now, and I'm outside of you, right? This information I'm giving you, yes, it's coming from you, but a lot of people don't even realize that. So just by working with us, people are making a choice to move beyond where they are into a whole new place. And I think that this is really important, that people start to become mindful of the choices that are available to them and the honesty around that, the truth around those choices. Because
Yes.
you can choose to ignore what's happened to you in the past. You can choose to think that your trauma is not affecting you. But in the 40 plus years that I've been working with people, and I'm sure the 20 plus years you've been working with people, that we understand that you can't run away from the unconscious mind, because it is running our show 95% of the time. And everything that we work with, all of the information that you're getting for people, it's actually mostly hidden from them. And that's why it's so important to work with a coach like this, like you.
Correct.
So, yeah,
Mhm.
really, really important. All right.
For those
So,
reflections. Oh, and I also wanted just to add, Sandra, that we have the opportunity to let our emotions move. When an emotion comes up, we are programmed to shut it down and to not feel it. And if something is coming up around an illness or disease or issue in the body, we might want to create a blame. Oh, it's because of this, or this is something that runs in my family, high blood pressure, or this issue, or cancer, or whatever. We can create all of these beliefs. And if we are feeling emotional about something, to not suppress that.
Yeah, this is another
To not
choice, isn't it?
choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, to not choose to view the emotion as bad. What if the divine source who we are sees all of it just as emotion, not good or bad? Just like, oh, it's raining out. Half the people might see it as it's a bad day, it's raining. Others might say, great, I can get all this work done, or I can go run out in the rain and jump in the puddles. So we create so much judgment, and that's not us. It's actually the ego. It's a construct of us that is a lower consciousness that's used, that we agreed to be a compass to help us come back to the truth of who we are. So getting outside of us and just choosing to not judge the emotion is a huge tool.
I think you're talking about neutrality, and honestly,
Mhm.
for me, choosing neutrality is like choosing enlightenment. It's like it's choosing a higher frequency way of being in the world. And
Mhm.
when you talked about the ego and the lower consciousness, because I love that, because Daniel and I in our book Codebreaker talk about ego puppy and how we're all born
Right.
with an ego puppy, and the ego's puppy job is to piddle and poop all over us
Mhm.
by creating the stories that you just mentioned. You know, like it's genetic, or it's this, or it's that. Could you
Right.
ask? I've wanted to ask you this question for a long time, and I'm sure people want to know, as an epigenetic coach, what is epigenetics? Can you just tell us what that is?
Yeah. So epigenetics is a topic that I delved into deep probably back in 2018 and became a certified epigenetic health coach. Epi means above. So it's how we can be above our genetics.
Mm.
So we all are born with genetics, the hardware of our genes in our body. Now, our lifestyle, our environment, our choices are affecting how our genetics express. Just how, like a software on a computer is telling the computer how to operate, right? So we have, again, we are here to help bring people back into their power of choice, of all the choices they can make throughout the day that, you know, add up to different habits, behaviors over the course of time that can affect our genetic expression. And we know, for example, just going out and letting the daylight hit your eyeballs, even if you have a hat on, just allowing the sunlight to reach your skin, your body, activates our genes. Exercising, walking, drinking clean water, all of these things upregulate the genetic expression. The kind of people you hang around,
Yeah,
all
and
of these
actually,
things
I
are
think
environment.
now
Mhm.
I know why you love the David Schmidt's LifeWave patch system so much,
Mhm.
because the patches already um, uh, over a third of our gene expression is made into a younger, stronger, healthier state
Correct.
just by
Mhm.
using this. So it's almost an epigenetic tool.
It is. It's an epigenetic tool that is
Wow,
going to
I've never
support
thought of that
our
before.
healing and upregulate
Upregulating
genetic
the
expression.
cellular
Mhm.
structure, right? And I
Yes.
love the fact what you're saying is so important, because a lot of people think, oh, I've got a genetic inheritance
Mm.
for this, and this. And then that means I'm going to get it. And it's like, no, that actually doesn't mean that at all. It's like the actress had her breasts removed because
Mhm.
Angelina Jolie, because her mother
Rocket.
had breast
Mhm.
cancer, and the doctors told her she had the genetic gene. They didn't say the gene was going to express itself in cancer, but there must have been some kind of conversation going on there to go to such drastic steps as to have your breast removed
Mhm.
when genetically you haven't turned that gene on, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
And
we
they
have
never turn it
power
on.
and ability to even look through a genetic test, what genes you have that can help you optimize and which things you can look at and SNPs to downregulate or to keep genes, certain genes like that one, for example, from expressing.
That's right.
So this is the power that we have, that we do not have to be a victim to our generational, or ancestral issues that have occurred, like within health, or anything outside of us, or any belief, or anything that, mainstream media might be bringing for us to be in fear of.
Yeah.
And,
Not just
knowing our genetics is power, and it's a tool, and of course, I also see the frequency where we are above all of that as well. I don't need to eat according to my genetics. If I choose to believe that something I'm eating is bad for me, well, then I am actually programming that with the program that it is not going to support me. Oh, I shouldn't eat this ice cream. But if I'm eating this ice cream or having this glass of wine in joy or in celebration, can it bless my body for health? So this is just, very, very brief conversation about epigenetics, but I'm so glad you brought it here because
yeah.
it's such an incredible tool to help empower people. And it's so incredible to know that the LifeWave technology also supports upregulating gene expression for our highest
Yes, I
trajectory.
love this. And
Mhm.
you know this because we both do this, but our hands act like patches, healing patches as well. Our hands, I mean, I'll often put my hand over the top of my glass of wine or the food that we're eating. Daniel will put both hands over the food and
Mm.
everything, and it's blessed. And one of my mentors said to me, "Do you know the best thing about blessing your food?" And I've gone, "No, what is it?" And she said, "It's blessed." And I thought it's just such a simple thing that we know that we have the choice to do. We can choose to bless everything that we're doing and having and really change its frequency as well, right?
Right. And it comes back to consciousness is everything.
Exactly.
The
So
health of consciousness. So whatever we're choosing
yeah.
is a consciousness that we're bringing to each and every moment.
So tell me what's next. Like, what are the next steps that someone can take to begin their own healing journey? I'm sure everybody's going, okay, talk to me. Tell me, please.
Well, I think there's really some very simple steps, and I love to support people through this on a deeper level. But these are the four, maybe five. First, awareness of your own emotions and the contracts or contractions and triggers that we might be experiencing, not judging them and just, oh, wow, I'm aware. Today I'm feeling sad because this. And instead of becoming a victim, we choose to look at it as a mirror of what is this showing me? And maybe because I feel weak today, this is showing me something that I need to, or I have the opportunity to look at to heal because our inner environment is really what is freeing us as a population, as a species, right? So when we're looking at that, that's a huge thing. So awareness of emotions, massive. Just being aware and not judging it or shutting it down. Number two is letting those emotions move. When you're aware of them, okay, they're there. Now, what can we do to allow that to move and to really look at that needs to be released or cleared or set free, sent back to the light for us to see the truth of who we are, and that everything that was causing perhaps, you know, me to cut my finger or for me to get a disease was actually just ego content that was created outside of us that's not truly us, but it's showing us what we need to see to come back to the truth of who we are. Now, and then the other thing I would say is because a lot of times because we are in relationship, you and I are in relationship, us with anyone, a partner, family members, children, looking at them as a catalyst and not a cause. Like this person said this to me and made me feel this way. How can we see that as this is also showing me a mirror of maybe with the way I'm showing up that way in someone's life? Everything in this universe is a mirror. So that's number three. And then I would just say the example of health, mindfulness choices. What are the things that we are showing energetically to the world that we're choosing? I'm choosing to work in collaboration with technology, to not be separate from it, but to choose that I'm going to go out, I'm going to exercise or take that walk today, not to just get 10,000 steps on my little tracker, but because I actually love how I feel when I walk. And that's a
Uh,
big thing too, shifting that awareness of I'm not just trying to reach a goal to get a certain outcome. I actually love lifting weights or doing strength training because I feel amazing in my body, not because I want to look like a fitness model. Like if that's an outcome that happens at the same time or as a result of, great, but shifting the awareness of how we are utilizing technology, tools, exercise, food, nutrition, or any supplement, herbal, what have you, to support us in collaboration versus it being something outside of us that we need to reach an outcome. Those are the main first steps that I think are the most important. And of course,
oh, incredible.
meditation, coming back to the truth of who you are. And one of the things that I provided is a light healing activation that can support your journey. And you can click the link that we'll be providing so that everyone can enjoy that and just start taking that first step, Sandra.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
so
they are, all of those steps are so congruent with what the major healers on this planet understand to be the truth. And so I just want to congratulate you, your beingness,
mm,
the frequency that you're on, and the amount of love that this comes with. I particularly loved, I particularly loved when you said, I'm doing this not for the outcome, I'm doing it because I feel good. And I
yes.
had that experience this morning, and like there's no coincidences, are there, that we're talking today? Daniel and I are going through a lot of trauma. And I've been feeling a lot of grief. But I got into the pool early this morning with the sunshine, and I was in the water on my own, and I was really jumping up and down and exercising and doing everything. And I went, yeah, this is my happy place. And it
Mm,
was a place where I could meditate and give thanks and gratitude to God for everything, for this interview that was coming up today with you. And it was like, yeah, you can find the joy in the little things. And you said there are two words that are so important: awareness. And
mm,
you didn't use the word mindfulness, but you were actually talking about mindfulness,
right. Mhm.
right?
You can
So
yeah, either
that's
of
right.
those words.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awareness and mindfulness are absolutely critical in order for us to heal mentally, emotionally, physically, on every level. And
Yeah,
if
and whether it's you being in that pool, just being in the gratitude of the day, or when you're taking, that bite of your lunch today or that drink of water and just allowing the mindfulness of that choice to consume something that can support you.
Yeah. Mo'orea, I just want to thank you. uh, every word has just been with divine wisdom. I love your energy field, and I know that people are going to absolutely enjoy your beautiful gift, your meditation activation gift. And thank you so much for being a part of Heal and giving us this wisdom also, and giving everybody the opportunity to work closer with you with this activation. So thank you so much for being a part of Heal.
You're so welcome. It's been such a pleasure, and I'm so grateful to be part of this journey of healing and changing the consciousness of this planet through health and so many of these incredible tools that are available to us now.
Thank you so much. God bless.
God bless.